Hey everyone, Biscuit again, and in this video we're taking a look at the high-grade Gundam Breaker Battlelog Gundam Perfect Strike Freedom. This is piloted by the character Sana from Gundam Breaker Battlelog, and is essentially just an amalgamation of the Freedom Gundam and the Perfect Strike Gundam, as you can see by the name right there. So yeah, let's get straight on into the review, starting with the aesthetics. And honestly, this thing does not look bad at all. It looks very nice. The giant wings definitely help give it a big menacing look. I think the only downside I'd have to say about this kit would kind of be these things up on the shoulders. They really stand out quite a bit compared to the rest of this thing, which I guess is understandable, but yeah, I don't know. It just looks a little weird to me. That's really all I have to say about the aesthetics. As for the colors you get white for the majority of the body. You then get black for the knees and crotch. You then get a secondary of red throughout most of the thing and most of the backpack. You also get black for almost all of the backpack. You get a gray ish thing for these cannons right here. You also get green, sort of a Zaku-ish green for the shoulder right here and gun. And then you also get a light blue for this right here, this and the sword, and a regular blue for right here and the crotch. And that's it for colors. Surprisingly, actually quite a bit of colors. Oh yeah, you also get a bit of yellow right here for the second V-fin. As for the stickers you get some for right in the eyes right here, two for the camera. Oh, that's not in frame. You get two for the eyes right there, two for the cameras right there, and one for the back. Yep, we get that one too. Sorry about that. This thing is super big. And then as for some other stickers you get, upon tearing off the gun, you get, oh, you get the sight right there. And that's it for stickers. You don't get a lot because you don't need a lot. This thing is 100% color accurate out of the box, which is really cool. Yeah, that about does it for colors. Oh, actually one last thing. You get two other colors. You get clear pink and clear blue for the accessories. So yeah, that about does it for the aesthetics. Let's move on to the articulation. A quick side note before we begin, I'm going to pop off the backpack for this segment because it is super big, and the kit cannot support itself unless these two wing sections right here support it. So yeah, just thought I'd let you know. And as always, we'll be doing this from the head down. So the head is on a double ball joint. It can move forward and back like so. Look up that far and look down that far, which is really good. We'll rotate around all the way. However, the chin and back armor right there may block it just a little bit. The shoulders can swing forward and backwards. They're also on a ball joint, so they can rotate all the way around. Arm moves out that far. However, if you took this bit of armor off, or, whoops, if you took that bit of armor off, or even alternatively removed it in general, you'll get a little bit more out of this. You probably get more on this side. Yep, you get a little bit more on that side. So let's just pop that back on. Cool. And then you get a full swivel right here at the arm, a double jointed bend, which is very good, and the hands are just on ball joints. The waist can crunch forward and move back like so. Each section right here, this one is on a peg, and so is the bottom one, so they just rotate around like so. Skirts are on ball joints, but they can be separated. Leg can move up that far. If you move the knee out of the way, yeah, you can get just a little bit more. The back skirt can actually move, which is really cool, and it can move super far, so the leg can go back equally as far. That's really great. And then these are on ball joints. They don't exactly get out of the way all that much, so the spread can only go out about that far. You have some shifting hip action going on right there. Very nice. You have a full swivel. However, the section right here that could block going out all the way. So yeah, just be careful of that. You have a double jointed knee bend. There we go. And in the back, you also have some opening, if I can get it. Ooh, okay, let's try the other one. You have some opening. Yay, you get some opening hatches right there, which expose a little bit of joint detail right there. And legs can move forward and back, toes can point down, and the pivot, it's not too great, but it could be a lot worse. So yeah, overall, articulation on this thing is really good. It might probably help because it was based on a much newer kit. But yeah, articulation on the thing is really good, and I'm really happy about it. Let's move on to the accessories. Of course, I lied. We have to take a look at the articulation on the backpack. So, let's move this thing out of the way and get this thing in frame. These two cannons up top right here, they're on ball joints, so they can swing around like so and move forward. And both of these sections can move back all the way. These giant wings can flap up and down like so. They can also rotate around on a peg in there. And these binders, they don't move or anything, they're just on ball joints so they can go backwards and forwards. That's all the articulation on this thing, so the majority of it could get out of the way for the poses you want. So yeah, now we can move on to the accessories. Alright, let's first talk about the hands. So the first pair you get have been on the kit throughout this whole review, which is just your standard holding hands. If you don't like that, then you also get a pair of open hands. You get two for each side, and they plug in just like so, and look very nice. They're a great mix between super open and dynamic, and nice and relaxed, which I haven't actually seen Bandai do on a model kit, really ever, which is really cool. I'm glad that they were able to do that. Next up, you then have, well, let's come to the arm first of all. You can remove this red section and bring in the beam shield. This plugs in right, oop, come on, come on. Like so, and this part will plug in just right there. Whoops. And yeah, there you go. The beam shield is actually very nice, and it holds in super well. I'm actually really surprised by that. If you don't want that, then you could always, like I was trying to say, if you don't like the look of the beam shield, first of all, you can also apply it onto this arm, but you could also take this off and swing it all the way around, and now, upon popping that back on, you could attach this right here. It's a little weird, I don't understand it, but it probably does come into play with this wire. Now this part up here, as you saw previously in the review, can tear off, and let's just lean you right there. This wire feeds in right through here. As a side note, I haven't actually tried this before, so let's see if the wire can actually hold this up. So far it seems pretty good. This part right here can open up, since this is a claw, and we'll plug right into the shoulder right there. And there you go. Now it's like, I don't know, grabbing something, bringing it in towards the arm? I don't really know. Seems interesting. You could also take this off, flip it the other way around, and now the little guns right there can be utilized. As for... Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, I don't know. Looks kind of weird, but I guess it's alright. And then moving on to its main weapons, you first get this sword, which has a beam effect, which can plug in very easily, like so. There we go. And what's great about this sword is Bandai seems to have learned their lesson that circle pegs don't work in square holes, because, whoops, and everything's falling apart. And because this blade handle right here is actually square, so that means it can get into the hand easily. You can put on the back of the hand easily. I said easily, and everything... Oh no. I said easily. There we go. Everything plugs in easily, and it can go in just like so. So it holds very nicely, and it won't rotate around in there. Now, as for its other weapon, that would be this here gun, which looks okay. I'm not a fan that it's green. I would have loved if it was, say, more the inner frame color. I don't know. Looks kind of goofy, and it's not my personal favorite thing in the world, but I mean, the gun itself looks alright, I guess. So, hand goes on like so. Again, squared handle, and that plugs in just like so. Super easily. And there you go. He can hold both of his weapons, and they look super cool. And if you don't want his weapons, then bring back in the backpack, and you can plug them into any one of these holes using these pegs, which is super convenient. So yeah, that's actually it for accessories. This thing comes with a lot, and for what it comes with, it's actually very nice. Oh yeah, one last thing. I don't know if I haven't seen the anime because it's not out yet, but these are apparently known as Super Dragoons, whatever that is supposed to mean. Yeah, they can separate off, and they're supposed to be used as their own little unit thing, kind of like a fin funnel, but there's nowhere to connect them to an action base, and they don't even really have sights or anything, so I don't know. Yeah, that's it for accessories. Lots of accessories, really nice accessories at that. And yeah, let's just move on to the final thoughts. So, as for my final thoughts on this thing, I think it's really good. It's a super solid model kit. The articulation is really good. The accessories are super nice. And everything about it just looks really good. Really the only issue I could complain about is the gun. It's a little, it's alright. And the backpack, but that is forgivable because the kit that this was based off of wasn't even supposed to support something that's this big. But yeah, overall, this thing is really good. The accessories are super nice, and I don't know, it's super good. Yeah, so that'll be it for this review. Make sure to subscribe if you like this content, and stick around because I will be doing more reviews of kits from this series soon. So yeah, that's about it. See you guys in the next review.